Hello everybody, it's Mr. Motes. We are going to talk about how to make wiggly lines today. So in our wiggly line lesson, we are going to use a couple different moving blocks. And the blocks that you're going to be using today are a wheel speed block and a weight block. So in this video here, as soon as it works, let's get this video open, sorry. There we go. All right, so if you look in your at the beginning of your home screen, you will find WigglyRoot in the guided challenges. Okay, so you see the guided challenges here. All right, and once you get into WigglyRoot, you'll find this activity where it explains what to do with the boomerang, and it shows you what blocks that you're going to use. Now the directions show you in level 1 coding, but we are going to be using level 2 coding. So when you get to level 2, what I want you to search for are the green setters down below, and we are going to set wheel speed blocks to 10 and 10. Go ahead and copy my code the way that you see it here. So we're going to all right. Sorry, I had a little issue with my blocks. So if you look at this, we are going to set the right wheel to 10, the left wheel to 0. We're going to run it for 1 second. We're going to set the left wheel to 10 and the right wheel to 0, and we're going to run it for 1 second. And then up here, when the program starts, we're going to run what's called the boomerang, which down here we said, okay, we want my orange boomerang code to be right 10, left 10, and it's going to wiggle. Watch, it's going to wiggle. But notice the code gets stuck at the end here because I never tell my wheels to stop. So it's going to stay in this stuck circle forever and ever and ever until I tell it to stop or to move on to something else. So here I tell it to move on to another boomerang. So if you look, it'll go back and forth, but once again, after it does it twice, it gets stuck and keeps going in a circle. So if I move that boomerang down here, I can make my robot wiggle like a worm forever and ever. And that's what we're going to do here today, is to experiment with these wheel speed blocks. And we're going to put the marker down so that we can actually see our wiggly lines. Okay? So you're never going to reset your simulator today. You're never going to push this reset button, because I want to see all the various lines that you get after you change wheel speeds. So notice here, I changed my wheel speed from 10 and 10 to 5 and 5. So what's it do? It slows down the robot. It's going to make a different type of wiggly line. And when you press stop, you can move the robot to look at your wiggly line. Notice that one doesn't curve much at all. So now I'm going to change the time. So I'm going to make it wait longer. So I'm going to have it curve for a longer period of time, for 2 seconds. So notice now my robot is making bigger curves. And it doesn't matter if you draw over other lines. Okay, so this looks a lot like that first line, just a little bit longer loops. I'm going to change it to 8 now. This is all experimenting stuff that you can do. You can choose whatever you want as far as how many seconds you want to wait. Look at this 8-second one. This is a really, really, really long wiggle. All right, now I want you to do at least 10 different wiggly lines for practice today. Your goal at the end is to have if you look at my document at the end, I end up having all kinds of lines on here. If you zoom out, if you zoom way out, and you can pinch to zoom out, you'll see that by the time I'm done, I have a pretty good idea of how to make my robot do curved lines. Okay? And that should help you for your next lesson. So please experiment a lot with WigglyRoot, and then we'll move on to the next learning activity when you finish.